Welcome back. So now in this video, as you guys know already, we successfully implement the login screen, as you guys can see right in here, okay, and also the sign up one, and we test it successfully. Okay, now let me show you also the forget password. There we go. Now the next thing we should do, we will simply close that forget password screen dot right from here, and we will create a new directory, and I'm gonna name this as a jobs. That's fine. Now right inside that directory, in this folder, right click and create a new dot file, and we're gonna name this as a job screen. So whenever the user will log in from here, we will simply push the user to this job screen. So that's gonna be our home screen. So in here we will have a stateful widget, so write st, and there we go with the stateful. Now we're gonna name this as a job screen. We don't need this key, delete this, and simply click on this stateful widget, import the library material.dart. There we go. So there's our job screen. For now we will close that and leave this empty. The next thing we will do, we will simply create a new dot file right in the lib, and we're gonna name this as a user underscore state. Now in there we will have a stat list widget, so write st, and there we go with the stat list widget. Now we're gonna name this as a user state. We don't need this key, delete this, and click on the stat list widget and import the library material.dart. There we go. Now we will copy that name and go towards the main.dart. Open that. In here we will remove that login, okay, and we will just use the user state. Import the library user state. There we go. So the error has been gone. That's fine. From here we will remove that. Now we will go first to the user state, okay, as you guys can see right in here. First we will work right in this screen. So in here we will return the stream builder. There we go. It's going to take the builder, we will add it later, just remove it for now and take this down. Now right in the stream builder, first it's going to take some properties. The first one is stream, and right in the stream what we will do, we will say Firebase auth. So Firebase auth dot instance, we're going to create that right in here. Import this library, as you guys can see right in here. So the error will be gone then, just in a while. Now we will remove that and we will say .auth state changes, that one. As you guys can see right in here, the error has been gone from the Firebase auth instance. Now let's move further. We will say builder, and it's going to take the contacts, and then simply user snapshot, which will have the user data. And now let's take this down, and right in there first we will set the if condition, and in there we will simply say user snapshot dot data. As I tell you, it will contain the data. If it's equal to null, in that case what we will do, we will print a message in which we will say user is not logged in yet. So if there will be no user data, it simply means that if the user data is equal to null, then you will print this message that the user is not logged in yet. Otherwise, what we will do, that in the else, if we'll say user snapshot dot has data, if it's content data, what we will do in that case, we will simply copy that from here and paste it right in here for time saving, and in here we will say user is already logged in yet. That's fine. So now, as you guys know, if the user snapshot.data, if it's equal to null, it simply means that if there will be no data for the current user, and if it's equal to null, then we will print this message that the user is not logged in yet. So in that case, what we will do, we will simply return login screen. Okay, we will send the user to the login screen. In here we will show that login screen if the user snapshot.data if it's equal to null. Import the library for the login, and in the else if the user snapshot dot has data, if it's contain data, then we will print that message that the user is already logged in yet. So in that case, what we will do, we will simply log in the user and we will push it to the job screen as we created before. So let me just see the name for that screen. It's the job screen. Okay, let me close that, and in here use it, call upon that. Now import the library job screen dot. There we go, the error has been gone. So now you guys get the idea of that code. Okay, now we will move further. Right below in here we will say else f, and if the user snapshot dot has error, if it's contain any error, in that case what we will do, we will simply return scaffold widget, and right in this widget, right in the body of the screen, you will have a center widget, and right in the center widget you will have a child, and then let's have the text widget, and right in the text we will say an error has been occurred. Try again later. So as you guys already know, if the user snapshot, okay, if it's contain any kind of error, then as you guys know, we will return that text. Add the const modifier so the code will be clean from these yellow lines. There we go. Now let's move further. Now simply what we will do, we will copy that else app, and down below in here we will paste it. And in that case what we will do, if the user snapshot dot connection state, if it's equal to connection state dot waiting, if there will be any kind of waiting, so in that case, as you guys know, scaffold widget we use, and add in the center widget, and then use the child, and we will remove that text. Instead of that, we will show the circular progress indicator. There we go. So if there will be any kind of waiting, then we will show that. Now right in here we will simply return scaffold. There we go. And right in the scaffold, right in the body, center widget, child, text. We will say something went wrong. Add the constant modifier so the yellow lines will be gone down. So all of the working has been done from the user state. Okay. And there we go. Now let me check the man.dart. So in here we use the user state, as you guys know already. Now we will simply close that and also the user state, and we will go towards the job screen.dart. In here we will remove that container and we will have a scaffold right in here. So for now we will just add the app bar for testing purposes, so that you guys know whenever we will log in there will be a job screen. So we will show the app bar right at the top of a job screen. So in here we will say app bar, there we go, and right in there we will say title and then text widget, and right in the text we will say job screen. Now we will add the constant modifier. So that's all. Now simply what we will do, we will test the app. So how to load the app? It is going to take some time, just wait for a while. So there we go. Now we will simply log in. In here I will enter the mail share 3654@gmail.com, and if you guys remember, we successfully changed the password to the Zain Malik 12345. Visibility off. Now simply just click on this login and you guys will notice the job screen. There we go, it's working totally fine, and now we are on the job screen and you guys can see the app bar and there is that text job screen. So later on we will implement a beautiful UI design for this job screen. For now we just add that just for testing purposes, and now you guys can get the idea that we are successfully logged in and we are on the job screen.